Collin, obviously you guys have been in the defense now for a year. The secondary had a lot of injuries last year, or opt-outs, or guys just not being able to go. What's your thoughts on the back end of the secondary now that you guys have had a year to learn the system?
Well, I mean, there's always room to grow, especially in the spring. I mean, there's just, like you said, we had a lot of guys opt out and we had guys get injured last year in the secondary. So, the good that came from that was that we had a lot of guys get a lot of playing experience early. So, I think there's maybe one player that's returning from last year that doesn't have in-game experience. So, that helps a lot when, majority of your room has in-game experience. But, there's always, growing pains around this time of year, just trying to make sure that everybody's on the right page, everybody's moving on one accord throughout the whole entire defense. So, there's still some learning area, but I feel like we're doing a good job of picking up the things that coaches are giving to us.
It was pretty clear last year, Collin, that you steadily got better on the back end of the schedule and made plays after plays. What did you kind of contribute, or what do you think contributed to that, to your success late in the year last year and improving like that?
Really just trusting my coaches and trusting my teammates around me, and just trusting what I've been working on in the off season and what the coaches have instilled in us, from day one they've been here. I mean, the first game I played, there were some hiccups there. First starting the SEC and everything like that. But as I got deeper into the schedule, I started getting comfortable. I started trusting myself a little bit more. I started trusting my coaches and just taking the coaching and just going a little bit further. Watching more film, being in the playbook a little bit more, learning how to properly watch film, stuff like that. So I feel like that contributed to my success later in the season.
Yeah.
Collin, what do you usually look for when you're going through the spring? Obviously, last spring a little bit interrupted, but what are the things that personally you hope to achieve when you're going through spring practice and everything?
Really just 1%. I mean, it's kind of cliche. A lot of people say 1% better each and every day, but, for me and for the secondary and for the defense, that's all we ask for. I mean, defense is hard enough as it is. Just playing defense is hard. I mean, it's just something that you're trying to stop an opposing force from doing something that is designed for them to beat you in. You know what I'm saying? So it's a hard thing. So when you're able to succeed at your job and stop the offense and stuff like that, that's a plus. And so really each and every day, we just want to get 1% better, just making sure that we don't take any step backs, that in the spring we just want to get better and stay healthy.
John?
Collin, a few moments ago, Zac Aranda said that the defense wasn't playing well right now. Do you agree with him, and why do you think he feels that way specifically?
I fully agree with him. I mean, we Coach Arnett, all the coaches on the defense side of the ball, and honestly all the players on the defense side of the ball, we hold ourselves to high standards. And when we don't meet those standards to a certain degree, then that's not good. I mean, it's just simple as that. And Coach Arnett has always been a coach of hard-nosed football, running to the ball with bad intentions, all 11 players to the ball, knowing what to do and how to do it, and just straight up not letting the offense get in the end zone. And, I feel like these past few weeks, I feel like the offense has gotten in the end zone a little bit too much. The offense is doing good this spring. I feel like they're pushing the ball downfield really well. But, I mean, that still doesn't have anything to do with us. We still got to make plays and make sure they don't get in the end zone. So I fully agree with him. I feel like leadership has to step up. I feel like he has to step up with me in the secondary. I feel like I have to take a bigger role now that I'm going into my junior season. I think I need to take a bigger role and be more of a leader and kind of put my foot down in the secondary. And, as that happens, I feel like it will trickle down into different areas of the defense.
And I mean, what does it kind of say about him, you, and this defense as a whole? Well, when he was on here, he obviously was saying that you guys aren't playing well right now, but the fact that he holds you guys to such a high standard, and the fact that him and yourself and other leaders of this team hold yourselves accountable so much, how does that kind of play a role in the success that you guys have on that side of the ball, that accountability and those expectations?
It's everything. I mean, if you look back in the years of Mississippi State, we've always been known for hard-nosed defense and hard-nosed football. And I mean, it's a blessing to have Coach Hughes here who can tell us about those days of Fletcher Cox and all those guys like that who set the standard and didn't let the standard fall off at all. They kept it there and they kept it at that bar high. And if you didn't meet that standard, then you were going to get called out in practice. And so that's what Coach Aranda is bringing back into this university. And I mean, I feel like every player on the defense, from the first team to second team to the people who are just now coming in and stuff like that, I mean, I feel like we're all picking up what he's putting down. I mean, it's pretty simple to be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, we'll get it next time. No, we got to get it now. We need it now. You got to keep that energy up and everything like that. So when the bar is not met, I mean, things got to be said. And so I fully agree with what Coach Aranda has been saying.
Paul.
I know you've been able to be around it for a few months now and a couple weeks of spring practice, but Collin, what does Jaylen Green bring to this secondary?
Oh, you know, he's bringing a totally different level to this secondary. I mean, he has a corner background from Texas, so he brings another dimension into especially the safety room. I mean, it makes it a lot harder to when you have a guy that's that long, has good size, and plays like a safety, but has the skill set of a corner, so he can go down and press at the slot, which is very valuable. I mean, you don't see a lot of teams have somebody who can do it all, who can play in coverage, who can play press man, and the next play off man, and the next play he can go ahead and play zone, anything like that. So he's added definitely another dimension to our secondary that we need, and that I feel like is going to be very helpful during the season.